What's up, bros and hoes? It's your boy RGB in the house. Welcome to my gaming headset roundup. In this video, I'll be giving you an overview of some of the headsets I've used over the last few years, so you guys can have a better idea of what to check out next time you guys are looking to buy a gaming headset. So yeah, let's get on with it. So first off, we have the Kingston HyperX Cloud 2s. These are a really popular headset. A lot of people rave on about them and stuff, and for good reason. They're really good value and bang for buck for what you get. They're a good all-round headphone for movies, music and games. So yeah, let's start with the sound first. As far as the sound goes, the bass is is decent and it's quite punchy and stuff. It's not as deep as I would like it, but it's not too bad. I found these good for playing Battlefield 1, you hear the footsteps quite clearly and stuff, so it's good. Even though I was only playing stereo mode because it was on PS4, and PS4 doesn't support 7.1 with these. Although there's a trick where if you set up the 7.1 before you turn on the PS4, you can play games in 7.1. But I found the stereo was good enough, and I wasn't really impressed with the 7.1 surround sound with these. Although on PC, the surround sound is really good. Another thing with the sound, at times I did actually find it a bit tinny at times. And it did get a bit fatiguing after a while. And also with voices on games, they were quite loud and echoey. Like I was playing Until Dawn the other day, and when the characters were talking, they were actually talking outside and it was supposed to be snowing and shit, but their voices were drowning out all the ambient noise, and so the voices seemed too loud and echoey for my liking. But apart from that, the sound is decent. It's not bad, especially for the price you pay. It's really good value and bang for buck. These only cost me 126 New Zealand dollars, which I think is about $80 US. And so yeah, they're really good value for money. Onto the comfort. I actually have mixed feelings about the comfort. As you can see, the pleather or leather, whatever you call it, padding is quite soft. And you see the air cups are circular, so they fit right around your ear, so that's good. But I think because of the size of my head, it's not the smallest head in the world, my ears started getting a bit sore after about an hour. And also because I max out the size of these, so these might be slightly too small for my head. I mean, they do fit okay, but I'm sort of maxing out the size of them, so that could be an issue. So if you have a normal size head, I don't think you'll have that problem. Also going to mention the microphone. It comes with a detachable microphone, as you can see. I found the microphone quite clear, although it did sound a bit tinny when I was playing it back. I recorded it and played it back, and it did sound a bit tinny to me, and there's a slightly bit of distortion in the background. But overall, they're pretty clear. It is a common complaint with these, that the microphone isn't the best. But they're passable and they do a decent job. So yeah, so overall I'd say, if you're on a budget and you want a good all-round set of gaming headset, then these are definitely worth checking out. So on to the next pair, we have the Sennheiser GSP 300s. And of course, being Sennheiser, they're good quality and really sturdy and shit. So as far as the sound goes, I really like these. I like these a lot more than the HyperX Cloud. They have, the sound is more rich and detailed, and it seems more balanced overall. The voices aren't drowning out the rest of the noise. Nothing really overpowers anything else. And these got really nice bass, quite deep bass, but it doesn't muddle into the mids or whatever. It doesn't drown out anything else. It's really nice sounding. They're quite comfortable too. As you can see, these are circle mold as well. Nice soft padding here. Nice soft padding on the top. The issue with these is the fit around my ears is really snug. They don't get painful or anything, but I always notice they're there. And it does get quite hot after a while. So the fit is a bit snug. I wish they were fully circle mold. As you can see, it's not the biggest ear cups you've ever seen. Like, they do fit really snugly around your ears, but they do form a nice seal. So they keep sound out, and also they keep sound in, so it's really good. So you don't annoy people around you. As you see, they're quite, fixable. Got a nice mic, nice noise cancelling mic. The mutes when you put it up. I found this microphone really good, really clear, much better than the HyperX Cloud 2s. So I definitely recommend these over that. Price wise, I actually paid about, this cost me $130 shipped, New Zealand dollars shipped from Amazon. But if you buy these locally, they'll set you back like 180. So I definitely recommend you buying these off Amazon when they're on special. It's about $80 US. Yeah, what else can I say about these? It's got a volume knob on the sides. It's really good. It's only stereo on PS4. I just plug this into my controller. So it's only got the old analog. It's only got the old analog connections on it. And it's got like that. So I just plug it in the controller like that. Like, it's only stereo, but it's really good. Like, I think surround sound's probably overrated. And on PC, I plug this into my sound card, so I get 7.1 on PC anyway. So yeah, so that's all good. That's the Sennheiser GSP 300. Next up, we have these Sennheiser PC350s. And yeah, this pair is pretty old. It's probably about 5 years old. But I thought it's like worth showing you guys anyway. I think the most updated version of these is the Game Zeros. So these are like the predecessor of those, pretty much. So as far as the sound goes, honestly, I'm not a big fan of the sound. Like, they're good for gaming. Like, if you want, your game to sound really clear, and you can hear everything clearly, then these are the way to go. But there's pretty much absolutely no bass whatsoever. So these are pretty shit for music and movies. I would recommend them music and movies. But if you're like a pro gamer and you have to hear every single little detail, like, clearly, and you don't need to worry about bass or anything, then these are very good for that. But they're not very good for immersion or like single player games, in my opinion. Like, it's just everything just sounds pretty weak and tinny. But onto the real pro for me of these is the comfort. Like, these are what I wear just most of the time. Just if I want to like spend hours on end, like just on my PC and shit. These are really comfortable. You see, they're fully circumaural, not like the GSP 300s. You can see how big the ear cups are. They fit like totally around your ears and they don't touch any part of your ears at all. So these are really comfortable for hours on end. It's got a really good microphone as well, really clear. It doesn't mute itself. It's got like a it doesn't actually reach, but it's got like a thing that on the wire that can control on the wire that controls the mute and volume and stuff. But yeah, I just thought I'd show you these old ass pure headphones, just in case. I mean, if you can find them cheap, then they're probably worth checking out. Especially if comfort's your #1 priority. Like, these are insanely comfortable, and even on my head, I sort of forget they're there. So there's still 3 more gaming headsets I'd like to talk about. Unfortunately, I no longer have them. Like, they're either broke or sold them, or returned them or whatever. But yeah, I'll try my best to explain it with you without showing you. I'll put up a few pictures. Anyways, first off, we have the Logitech G933 Artemis Spectrum wireless headphones. Honestly, I reckon these are one of the best sounding headphones I've ever tried. Like, the sound stage is like quite wired and stuff, and everything's nice and clear, and it's got really good bass to it. Honestly, it's really nice. But the one thing that let it down to me was the microphone. I was playing Battlegrounds online with a couple of other people, and they were complaining like so much interference and static going on, and it was like quite unclear. So that was a big disappointment for me, because they sounded really well, but I spent like over $200 on them, and for that price you want everything to be perfect. I mean, for wireless headphones, I thought they had pretty good battery life. I mean, they say 12 hours, but I think I got more like 10 hours, so, but I'm not really sure because I didn't really time it properly, but the battery life was decent. They were really comfortable, like the, you know, ear cups go right around your ears, so they don't touch your ears at all. The only thing is, I found the material got a bit itchy on my head after a while. I think it's the kind of material they use in it, but you know, that was only after a while, and that wasn't really a big deal. So yeah, so you know, they're quite hard for me to recommend. I mean, the sound is really good, but the microphone is just, you know, I've tried everything I could. I mean, it could be my Wi-Fi interfering with it. There could be another reason for it. So you guys might have different results. But for me, you know, I can't recommend them based on the microphone, based on my own experience. Next up, we have the Sony Gold wireless headphones, which are made specifically for the PS4. I have mixed feelings on these. I thought the sound was really good. Like I remember playing Black Ops 3 with these. You know, I could pinpoint footsteps quite well. But the big downside for me was the comfort. These are probably one of the most uncomfortable pair of headphones I've ever worn. Like just after maybe 20 minutes, half an hour, they started getting sore. Like the ear cups don't go all the way around your ears. They pretty much rest on your ears. And the drivers are like, it's quite shallow. The ear cups are quite shallow, so the drivers are like, you know, sort of touching your ears and stuff. So it gets quite uncomfortable after a short time. So I definitely can't recommend those. But you know, a lot of people think they are comfortable. So you know, it's could be just me. So yeah, it's worth trying out yourself to see if they're good for you. But personally, I wouldn't recommend them from my own experience. So finally, we have the Turtle Beach Stealth 500Ps. Sound-wise, I thought these were really good headphones. You could choose between DTS or Dolby, which are far superior to the virtual surround sound you get with the Sony Golds and other headsets that just have virtual surround sound. Comfort-wise, they're pretty decent. Like I thought the ear cups were a bit small, like they touch your ears, and to be honest, they did get a bit uncomfortable after a couple of hours. So yeah, that was one of the downsides, but you know, they weren't nowhere near as bad as the Sony Golds. Another problem with these is the microphone. When the microphone is turned on, there's like a buzzing noise coming from them. So you know, I mean, most people online that I played with didn't really notice it. But when if I make like gaming videos and add some commentary to it, you can definitely hear the buzzing in the background. So yeah, it's not a biggie, but it's just something to know. The real pro of these is the battery life. You know, these would last maybe like 14, 15 hours every charge. So the battery life was really good for a wireless headset. And yeah, what else can I say? Oh yeah, the other con was the durability. I think they were like less than a year old, when one side of them just snapped, just above one of the ear cups. So I just snapped one day just from you know, I always treat my stuff well. And just from normal use, I just put it on one day and it just snapped out of nowhere. So that was pretty shit. So you know, I got rid of those. And honestly, Turtle Beach isn't known for their durability and their build quality. So in future, I'll definitely stay clear of Turtle Beach headsets and shit. Just something you guys should know. Also for the price, I got them for $100, but they're normally over $200 New Zealand. And yeah, for that price, you expect a lot better durability and build quality than that. So I stay away from now onto the headset that I would recommend. If you don't mind wired and just want a good solid pair of headphones, I'd go for the Sennheiser GSP 300s. Like to me, they sound better than the HiBass Cloud 2s, and they're a lot more comfortable too. And they have more bass. The sound is a bit richer and more detailed, and you know, the comfort is way nicer. Even though the ear cups do get a little snug and can feel a bit tight around the ears, but you know, they never hurt, so that's all good. If you're after wireless, then I can't really recommend any of the ones that I mentioned fully. I mean, they've all had some problem with them. out of the ones I mentioned, I'll probably go for the Logitech G933s because they sound awesome on PC and on PS4. Unfortunately, the mic was pretty average, so yeah, that's something to consider. And yeah, so that's my video for today. If you enjoyed it, please like and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one. Laters.